So who's gonna start us off?
I will, as usual. Welcome back to the Bleach Wiki podcast. We're back for chapter 670, The Perfect Crimson. I'm Zill.
45.
So,
I'm Shiffy, and I'm not nearly as sexy as Hitsugaya right now.
And Sun, and he's so hot. Shiffy, not Hitsugaya. That's
Oh, okay, good. Just making sure.
Wow, polyamorous.
It was a joke on his little
I ship
joke,
it.
and he's so hot.
Oh yeah, that's future.
Yeah,
With the really deep Cuban voice.
yeah, he really is physically hot because it's like hot where he is.
He's really physically hot because I set him on fire.
Yamayugi got him, the real Yamayugi.
Anyway, this was perhaps and even though I've liked the last few chapters, this is probably the most logic filled chapter in a long time, which is weird to say, but it is because everything made sense, I guess. So yeah, who wants to go first?
I guess I can. If someone else wants to.
I'll go after you, Future.
Go right ahead.
Alright, so. I've really been shy about saying how much I have just what's been going on the last couple of chapters, but this one was.
You're very quiet right now, Future. You okay?
Wait, what?
Get closer. Breathe.
Closer to the
Inhale.
mic. Hold on. Talk.
Is that better?
Yeah, thank you. Carry
Is that
on.
better?
Because I didn't hear what you said there about the last few chapters going.
But like I was saying, I haven't really been secretive about how much I didn't really like the last couple of chapters, how they went. This one kind of started out a bit the same way with, still not getting any explanation involving Kenpachi. But then, as soon as everything else starts happening, that kind of goes out the window a bit. Like okay, we all knew that Gerard wasn't done, that he wasn't done for. Like, even like freaking chopping him in half, he's still like, nope. And I like that Kenpachi doesn't have like full control over his Bankai yet, although that whole Yachiru thing still remains extremely confusing. But I like that he doesn't have complete control over it yet, and I think I'm just gonna paraphrase what I think Zill said earlier, was that Kubo's fetish for chopping off arms has never been more apparent than in this arc. Because, I mean, God almighty, it's like, you got Gerard reforming and cuts down Kenpachi, and all you see is Kenpachi's arm chopped off, and I'm like...
But of course.
Kubo, you know there are other body parts other than that, right?
Don't give him any ideas.
Yeah.
You know where he's
wanna
gonna go
see
next.
Hollis's flan away.
Oh god, get your mind out of the gutter. Anyway.
Like yours isn't all the damn time.
Anyways.
That was like the creepiest laugh ever.
Thanks. But anyways. The other thing is, I really like the look of Gerard's Volständig. It does give off a lot of that, Norse Viking Thor vibe. I think it does look really, really cool. I think it is really fitting. Not really too upset about him still being alive, because like I said, it kind of figures at this point he's not going to be dead.
Yeah, it's not just like, other fights back in old arcs where it was Bankai fight over a lot of the time. For new
But with
Bankais.
this, I guess you can kind of make the complaint that he was still going off like Lie, like, oh, I'm the perfect warrior of God, and difference here being that he didn't look like a freaking chicken, so
Yeah.
I can excuse it for now. And then the last bit that I know everybody's been talking about, Hitsugaya. I'll admit I did not see that coming at all. And, like, you can kind of make the argument. On the one hand, I would say, oh god, we're still getting more out of Hitsugaya. But unlike Kenpachi, Kubo did say at the beginning of this arc we'd be seeing Hitsugaya's completed Bankai, and I think it would have been disappointing if, what we saw of his Bankai earlier was all he meant by completed. I guess you could I guess this would be the completed one where all of a sudden, holy shit, he's hit puberty.
He's hit more than puberty.
I think... Anyway.
Sorry, if that happened to me, when I hit puberty, that's one easy puberty. That's like the other end of puberty right away.
But yeah, because I know like a lot of people in the fan base like dislike Hitsugaya, but I've always pretty much liked him. Guess I just have a fondness for characters that have ice powers, but I've never really had this kind of disdain for him that a lot of people in the fan base seem to have. So I really like this development, kind of, because I figure this fight is, probably the last we'll see of Kenpachi and all the other captains involved, although you never know. But the one question that I do have is I wonder if he's going to stay like this. Like, if this is just an effect of his Bankai, or maybe this just has more to do with his powers just finally reaching their potential. And he's just going to stay like this. Which, if so, I would love to see Momo's reaction.
I like the comment.
I'd like to see Rangiku's reaction.
I like the comment about the female reactions on the subreddit. It's like, you see Kuchiki, when the petals disappear, so do the panties.
Okay, that's great, actually.
And I'll also say something that with this development now, the fanfics involving him can be slightly less creepy.
True.
Can we expect a sequel to Uninvited Guests? That would be pretty great. Oh god, that'd be amazing.
But yeah, overall, really like the chapter, especially after how really irritated I was at the last couple. Also, Kenpachi being down for the cow, it's A++.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay, I'll go next, if you guys don't mind. So, definitely, like Future said, we knew Gerard was going to die because, like, these guys ain't going to die until they reveal their false standing. So we know that's probably the same with Hashwall. No matter what happens, even if he's eviscerated, he'll come back because we got to see his false standing. I see Gerard goes back to the typical naming, too. It's the divine authority of God. So Askin proves that he's the oddball out. This has to file a different naming system. So it's like, great job, Askin. Yeah. But good to see. Very, very pleased that Zaraki's arm blew off because it did prove that he just not only got Bankai, but he can't control it for shit, which was beautiful. Because if they would have said not only does he have Bankai, but he can wield it masterfully, would have definitely been an amount of bullshit. And of course, leave it to Zaraki to be unable to tell friend from foe because he's a complete fucking idiot, and this just solidifies it. The other thing is so then other people were talking about after that the Yachiuro thing. I'm not going to even mention that. That's all I'm stopping right now. Then we get to Toshiro and Byakuya. A lot of people were right. Byakuya is getting a lot more better control of Simbo and Sakura. The fact that you can use like a fluffy cloud to land. I mean, it's like ain't those sharp metal blades, and now you can use them like a fluffy cloud to land on. Does he control the softness of it or something? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And anyhow, when Toshiro first said when the pedal disappears, I was thinking there's going to be something like the typical, I'm going to die kind of shtick that most big shocks are going to go. He's going to say something like on the last panel, like, when my last pedal disappears, I'll die. So it'll leave you shocked. And then he turns into, well, you know what he turns into. And it's like, what the At first, I stand there for a minute because I was like, well, that made almost little sense, but then I could understand it. And my other first reaction is I bet you instead of fighting Gerard, he's going to run to that roller coaster ride that denied him all those years about I couldn't ride it because he was too damn short. And now he's like, "Fuck you, I can ride it now."
Oh god.
That would be that'd be a great twist right there. I'd love it.
That sounds like an omake if the animator comes back. Like, oh my god.
Okay, hey.
And but yeah, other than that, I agree with also Future. Be kind of interested if Torshiro stays this way because it would be kind of weird. This whole I'm short as shit in my sealed state, but when I go Bankai, I get huge. It's kind of like what the fuck. I mean, I'm trying to remember what other manga it was that like there was. Okay, it's kind of like Dragon Ball GT with Goku. Like he would interchange. He's still a kid, but Super Saiyan 4 makes him an adult. Again, it's kind of like what the fuck. So hopefully Toshiro stays that way.
Yeah.
Or at least if he don't stay that way, this is only temporary. He can't do it again after because it just would seem weird. Like Shikai in normal state, he's 4'4", and he goes to like just say 6 foot or something in Bankai.
I still think it'd be hilarious if he's actually shorter.
Oh god, that would be.
Wobbling around like a midget. Maybe.
He's now in this 4'4" now. He's 1'4", and you're like, what the fuck?
I think if that's what happens, I think this could be the first time we would ever see Byakuya laugh.
No, Future. It's no longer. He's so hot. Oh my god, he's so short.
It's my little captain can't be this cute.
Yeah,
Please no, Zil, no.
You just see Byakuya's eyes are shocked. And, like Byakuya's taken back by Toshiro's good looks. No, he's taken back by the fact that fucker's like as tall as his kneecap. And it's like,
I seriously think that would probably be the first time Byakuya would laugh and like ever.
That's how they beat.
I don't think even he could handle that.
That's how.
And then Byakuya would and then Byakuya would. This would be another Romake actually, and then Byakuya would pull out like a 1 foot tall Mr. Seaweed cookie, or Master Seaweed cookie, and just put it right next to him. And just place it like, boom.
Well, you're taller than him. Oh Jesus! Yeah, no, 45. Maybe it'll be like Gear 3rd in One Piece, where he uses his Bankai, and then when it runs out, he's Chibi.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's so damn chibi. It's like what the fuck, and you just. That's what makes Gerard laugh so hard. He falls onto his own sword and kills himself. It's like, that's another thing. I do hope Gerard don't become another chicken, because when he did start spouting off about how he's the greatest of God's warriors, he's God's divine warrior, I'm like, not this shit again. I swear, I really fucking hope that he doesn't get defeated and then turns into a freaking rhino or a fucking flamingo and starts.
So far, Gerard has had more respect for his opponents than Lie. He hasn't even called him sinners and shit. He's been like, "Oh, you're fast, you're strong. I appreciate that. I respect that. Here's some money. Buy your mother a house."
Yeah, but right,
Was that his response?
Yes, that's totally canon. Gerard is actually the nicest guy in the world, and he helps everyone in need.
Well, fella, that Gerard.
Gerard is DJ Khaled.
Hey,
if you're ever in a pickle,
he's Hulk Hogan. He's Hulk Hogan before the racism.
Hey,
yeah.
Gerard stops a fight to help you pay off your mother's mortgage.
Yeah.
He's just like, hold off, let's pay this mortgage off before we finish our battle.
He's Hulk Hogan back when Hulk Hogan had
when he unleashed that. When he unleashed that super breath a few chapters ago, he was actually trying to put out an orphanage fire.
Yeah, and he's actually swatting away deadly mosquitoes with that has a Zika virus. That's what he's doing.
The sword of justice.
His sword.
That's what he was trying to do for Kenpachi.
His sword can't break because it's first by the hope of cripples that he inspires every day.
Yeah.
God damn.
Good sir, there's a spider on your arm. Let me get that for you. Slice.
Oh my God. Well, all right. We've established this as canon, I think.
all right. Can I go?
Yes,
Yeah.
you go ahead, go shoot.
Okay, so anyway, there's a few parallels I gotta point out in this chapter. First of all, Zaraki's face, a little more last chapter than this one, but it's still prominent here. He's starting to remind me a little of that one flashback side shot of Jerome.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like for the one time while Zaraki was explaining what the hell this guy was doing. Like that one little one panel flashback shot.
Mm-hmm.
Zaraki's kind of reminding me of that. This face. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what the fuck Gerard is doing to put himself back together. Like it looks like an adhesive that's like causing his two halves like stick back together.
Shift. It's Gorilla Glue. All right.
Yeah, totally. And then he just spawns a helmet out of nowhere. I don't know where the helmet came. I don't know where the helmet really came from, but whatever. I mean, it's cool. It's cool, and it's not a completely ridiculous form, so I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that. He put himself back together, but he gets a few interesting looking tattoos. His sword gets a little cooler looking. His shield gets a little cooler looking. And he gains an interesting, like, mask helmet.
Yeah, like a real Viking helmet.
Yeah, I can work with that. Anyway, yeah, this new form is certainly interesting, and this is apparently his Volstendig, which, kind of broke our theory a little bit about these parts of the Soul King not having their own actual Volstendig, unless this heart thing was a complete load of crap. Because
I have an explanation for that.
Okay, I'll wait for that one, but yeah, he certainly wasn't going as crazy as Leal. Like in his and not in his speech either. He wasn't, talking about how he was better than everyone else and everyone else was sinful and yada 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 bullshit.
But still all there.
Another thing I gotta mention here is I still think that with this whole Yachiru thing,
Oh god.
my honest opinion right now is that this is Nozarashi.
Well,
but not Yachiru. That
Taking a familiar form.
Yeah, that it's his Zanpakuto spirit just taking a form that he knows
and trusts.
Yeah, like that is just his sword kind of resonating with what he wants to see. That I think whatever the hell happened to Yachiru, she's still around there somewhere, but this isn't actually her.
So it's kind of like when Mayuri and Ichigo had those hallucinations of Kenpachi and Zyle talking to them and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how can you explain her having all this forthcoming knowledge when previous to that you wouldn't even discern that from her personality?
Yeah, where normally she was just like a kid and a ditz.
Yeah,
like
maybe you never
distracted him. Throws me off a bit. Like the thing that kind of throws me off a bit is the fact that she has her robes on when after Kenpachi's fight with Gremmy, you just saw her robes on the ground.
Right. So let's assume that Yachiru is actually Nozarashi. Then it's because Zanpakuto spirits can defy logic, and if it's not, and if my theory is more closer to what's actually going on,
nobody has acknowledged that she's there.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know, but then again, Zanpakuto spirits in general can do that. They can just make themselves known or appear only to the wielder.
Yeah, but why would you do that, though? She's been appearing to everyone for years.
Yeah, it is certainly weird. It doesn't quite fit together quite yet, which is why I do still think that this isn't actually her.
I mean, I'm totally down with this theory if it means shutting up everyone. Was like, I all along, I knew about Kubo's mindset the entire time. It's like, shut up.
And also on top of that, something very inherent about Zanpakuto, you have to communicate with them. Up until Ichigo showed up and he fought Ichigo, he was not communicating with his Zanpakuto at all. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. Nothing. Not a whisper. nothing. He treated it as a tool. The likelihood that he can daggone, bring forth a Zanpakuto spirit and carry on and have a conversation with her and I don't know, have a relationship with her for a number of years, but his sword is still shit. Yeah, I don't think so. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a good explanation on it.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I have my theory. That's just what I'm going for right now. Anyway, going to this whole thing with the with Hitsugaya now. Definitely with the ice petals. We all thought, that the Bankai would just disintegrate or dissolve or go away or or deactivate or whatever. After that, because based on what Xiaolong said all that time ago.
Yeah, but we all have to remember he's just like a Fraxion sort of thing.
Well, I want to guess that, first of all, Hitsugaya didn't actually confirm or deny it at the time.
No, Xiaolong made a statement, and Hitsugaya didn't say anything back. But when you have to really think about it, is logically speaking, what the hell doesn't Rancor know about how a Zanpakuto works, or even a specific Shinigami Zanpakuto at that? Like,
well, what Xiaolong was doing was he was looking at the ice petals shattering, and this is what he was assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and then Hitsugaya stayed silent, neither actually confirming it or denying it. And I wouldn't be surprised if at that time that was the truth. That he didn't even get the. He didn't even let Hitsugaya didn't even know that this new whatever it is existed until he did the huge training after the Fullbring arc.
After the Fullbring arc?
Or after, not after the Fullbring arc, after Aizen, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, I was like...
But after Aizen, or after Aizen, and before the first invasion, I want to say that the training that they very specifically said that he went through for all that time, while he was honing his Bankai, I think that gave him the ability to do this. Same with Komamura's human form, Renji in learning that his Zanpakuto was lying to him about his Bankai and all that. That it's something that Hitsugaya didn't even know about until more recently.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he knew about it, he might have used it multiple times in the past. But anyway. Another parallel I gotta point out is I also think that Hitsugaya in this form, he bears a resemblance to Ichigo after he came out of the Dangai.
Yeah, the kind of really unmasculine hair and face and stuff.
After he finished the Mugetsu training, the facial features are very similar. Like not Ichigo in general, just after he came out of that huge training session with and learning the final Getsuga Tensho. That certainly seems like this. And also he also lost the wings. He doesn't have the wings, it's just ice armor now.
Where we're going, we don't need wings. We just need panties melting.
God damn it.
Provide more water to make more ice. That's how this works.
Yeah, anyway, I definitely like this, also like this chapter a little better than some previous ones. Like I said, I had some conceptual problems with a lot of things. And like I had said last week, I definitely had some issues with, we're giving these three guys way too much spotlight. And we're not learning like anything new about so many other people.
Okay, wait, hold on. Who's getting spotlight this arc?
In this fight specifically, and in a lot
of out of the people who were in this fight, right? Okay, I was going to say because Yaku's done fuck all, like still said to see this.
Like this arc has been a lot of this arc and this fight together, a lot of just focusing on Byakuya, Hitsugaya, and Zaraki. And we barely have gotten anything out of Shinji, who might possibly have one of the most broken Bankais ever. Numerous other captains and lieutenants have had like no exposure to their abilities any more than what we already had before this arc.
Mm.
And we definitely, I think I still say we need more of that. But that aside, this was an interesting chapter, and this was an interesting turn of events, and I want to see where this goes. And I still want an explanation for what the fuck is going on with Saraki, but that's a different story.
Can I go now? Really quick?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what was it? The whole thing with Gerard. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, I pretty much expected him to still be alive. I mean, considering what he's supposed to be. The whole thing about, I believe that Shiffy brought up about him having Volstandig. Well, I had surmised a kind of point to that earlier on the week after the chapter. Well, not earlier on in the week, but the other day or so after the chapter came out, we were talking about that. And say for the sake of argument, he is the heart of the Soul King. It's not necessary that him and Pernita are exactly the same. You got to remember, if what Askin is saying is right, then Gerard and Pernita didn't get their abilities from Bach. They just got their letter as an honor for their capability. Obviously, Pernita didn't need any power based on the fact of what it already had power over. It was pretty extensive, and he was nigh indestructible at that for the most part. And Gerard pretty much showing to be the same case in a lot of ways. But I think the difference is that Pernita showed things that Gerard has pretty much yet to show at all, and Gerard is showing things that Pernita didn't show. Pernita was shown using Reshi manipulation to create the Helig Bogan, and multiple ones at that, and firing Helig fields and everything like that. Gerard obviously not taking that role, but I think the difference here comes in, he has a Volstandig, but what is a Volstandig but more than a power-up to powers that already exist? I think it would probably be well within his capabilities, as the, heart of the Soul King, to be able to actually will himself something like that from his own power. And quite frankly, like, you can see the differences. Gerard's powers are more geared towards what is commonly symbolism from the concept of the heart, strength, virtue, bravery, so forth and so on. His powers are very combat based. He has the sword, he has the shield, even everything about the miracle was pretty much based on physical activity. He has to get injured and he gets more power, and he grows and he gets greater in strength and durability and so forth and so on. So it stands to reason that, in the vein of how his powers already work, having a Volstandig is not out of the question, and actually kind of makes sense considering that one of his big things is all about powering up and getting more powerful. So, I mean, this is just a natural progression. So, I mean, my theory would be is that it may not be a typical Volstandig, and maybe one, because there's really not much that sets it apart besides giving it a name and throwing some wings on it, and maybe a halo or something like that. But for the most part, each one is different in their own way. But the only thing that really changes is like, only thing that's consistent is pretty much the power up. But having said that, the whole thing with Zaraki basically blowing off his own daggone arm because he pulled a Grammy on himself. You know, I really, you know, I really don't care. I mean, I wasn't expecting an explanation. I was pretty much certain that there wouldn't be one, and currently that's still going on. There is no explanation for any of this. Like I said previous, don't know why he has a Bankai, and his Bankai looks excessively broken. Does not look like anything like a Bankai should. So my guess is something's, while he may be powered up, and obviously he doesn't have any control over himself. He's like turned into some feral demon or whatever. I'm thinking that there's something inherently wrong with what just happened. You know, unfortunately, I doubt we're gonna get Oetsu showing up and saying, "Well, let me explain to you what just happened here."
Sit down, folks. Grandpa's got a story to tell.
Because I mean, he's the foremost on Zanpakuto. So he'd be more. I mean, because the sad part is, unless somebody shows up with some intelligence here, it would have to number one be Namaya or Yorihara Miyori, and or Yorihara is not going to be here, and Miyori, well, if Zaraki's healed, he should be healed, but I doubt he would care to even come out and even explain anything, even if he could. So there's that.
Ichibei might know what's going on.
Maybe, even though Zanpakuto really isn't his.
No, but he at least tell him what the damn name is. He tell us his name's Yachiro or something else.
Yeah, I don't think it would be, because we already know its name.
No, I'm just.
But yeah, there's that. And then as for the Hitsugaya thing, that, I'm actually surprised there's still things that can surprise you in Bleach. And that I did not see coming at all. But I do have a theory about that. It actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, this was kind of foreshadowed in the conversation between Shansui and Stark, when Stark commented on Hitsugaya's power, and Shansui told him, he's like, "Oh, well, 100 years from now, he might be more powerful than me." And it kind of like, obviously it'll be some time before that's even a possibility, even if it is. I mean, even if it is a possibility, but it does really make sense. It's kind of a natural progression when you think about it, because Hitsugaya is pretty much a prodigy. He's the youngest captain ever in the Gotha 13. I mean, he pretty much ran his way through the academy, through being a seated officer, all the way up to like captain in like very short time. So he has Bankai, but the Bankai has been pretty much immature this entire time. So he actually comes to a point where you train enough and get the Bankai to mature, and it start making sense about the petals. Because while Xiaolong did make that comment, and while he never said anything about it, it's been very wonky, I guess, to say the least, about identifying these petals, because there were certain instances where there were no petals at all. Then there were instances where the petals were there. We've never actively, I don't think, seen, at least in canon, them disappearing altogether, and his Bankai disappearing. In fact, we already know that as long as there's water, he can completely continue to regenerate his Bankai. And I mean, he actually mentioned that. So, and I think that might have been even in a question to the petals disappearing. I think somebody might have said something about that, and he said, "Oh, I can regenerate it." It might have been during that Loopy fight. I'm not entirely sure. but I recall something like that being said. But that's how we basically found out about the thing. But he kind of dismissed the idea that the petals had anything to do with his duration. But lo and behold, apparently that's still a thought amongst other people who know him, because that's the first thing Byakuya said is like, turn off your Bankai. You're pretty much you're pretty much done. You're at your limit. And then he hits you with this reality of, no, that means it's matured. And I'm like, okay. So that kind of like threw me for a loop, because I really wasn't expecting to hear that. But what I really wasn't expecting to see was him as a grown-ass man. I'm like, what kind of Bankai is this? I thought your shit was ice. It was just so really random, but other than that, it was. I thought it was just a natural progression, and the main reason why I think is because we kind of typically forget the interconnection between like Shinigami and their Zanpakuto and how serious that connection is. So we might not look at it as, oh, this shouldn't be possible, but I think the reason why is because the maturity of his Zanpakuto, his Bankai and everything like that, given how fast he went through the ranks and developed and everything like that, and how powerful he innately is, I think it may have stunted his development, not just in having an effective Bankai, but also himself physically. So I, for one, think it kind of makes sense. And then at the same time, it's probably more than likely he'll continue along that form. I just not really entirely sure exactly what he could possibly do. I mean, my biggest guess was that it'll just be all out, what's the damn thing called? All out Tensajurin or whatever, where he controls the cold weather. Because previously to this, he couldn't control it at all. I mean, well, he couldn't control it really. It's usable both in Shikai and Bankai, but he doesn't feel comfortable using it at all because he has no control over it.
It's just like a
having
side
control
effect.
over it now, yes, having control over it now would make too much sense. So, I think everything else we've seen so far of his Bankai for all these years is just the surface of what it was always capable of. So that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Let me just hit my points real quick. So first off, Gerard's Volstandig, like people were saying, yeah, everyone knew it was gonna come back from getting sliced in half. I don't think everyone was really like, oh, Kenpachi's really gonna do it. He'll be the one to finish this fight. No, he won't. But for what it's worth, I really like the design for this Volstandig. Like for all the name Volstandigs, this might actually be my favorite because it's not like as where it makes him terrifying or asking where it makes him eccentric or Pepe where it makes him look fucking retarded. He's just a badass and badass Norse warrior with a beard helmet and like Valkyrie wings and shit. And I'm like, oh man. This is what I was envisioning back when he was introduced in 599. I was like, you know what? He was full sending. He better be like a full-on North warrior, and Kubo delivered. And for that, I am very grateful. And then the Kenpachi's arm breaking. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, it's like Ichigo all over again, but faster. And the bit about Ichiru / Nozarashi / whatever being like, sorry, I gave you too much power. I'm like, oh, well, I guess he's even stronger than this, but he can't handle it because he's a little bitch.
You
And
mean
then,
there's power that Kenpachi can't handle?
dun dun
His
dun,
own.
his own, and then Gerard is fucking like
Oh,
pile
he remedied
driving.
himself.
Yeah, Gerard is fucking pile driving into the ground with a sword, and it's like, well, okay, here we go. I also found it funny that Hitsugaya went out of his way to like catch the falling building segments that Gerard blew up because he was keeping in line with his earlier stuff. Like, oh, don't let Gerard fall; he'll crush the Seirete. And then, of course, the bit about Hitsugaya growing older. First off, did anyone else get reminded of Yami being like, "Who said the Espada number is going from 1 to 10?" As soon as Hitsugaya was like, "Whoever said that, my pedals will make my Bankai go away when they disappear." I mean, in this case, no one actually, he never actually said that, and no one ever confirmed it. But like, so like, oh, it's this really is a Yami fight all over again. And secondly, like Sal said, I didn't see it coming. I was really surprised, but Kubo did promise that Hitsugai would complete his Bankai and show its worth, and I'm glad he didn't forget about that because really, like that has been kind of been built up over the series, and I am excited to see what he'll do as an adult, aside from the aforementioned melting of panties. And I and thirdly, I do want him to stay in this form after after this fight's over, if only to see how people react to this new guy show up with Byakuya and everyone else, and like like Ichigo will be like, is that not you got Zangetsu? Did you get your teeth done? You get some new contacts and a spray tan? Like Jesus, he literally is Ichigo with ice. God damn. Can you at least have like a mohawk or something? Come on. Goddamn. Give it to guy, please. Something differentiated from Ichigo. But
Make him bald.
yeah, yeah, make him completely bald.
Why not just turn him into Arnie's portrayal of Freeze while we're at it?
Give him fucking Bellatrix Lestrange hair. I don't care. Something. But
Something.
but yeah, it was good. We didn't still no explanation on Kenpachi's Bond character. Bond didn't get that for a few more chapters because next chapter is all about Hitsugaya, Durkadur, and
Maybe Byakuya will steal this show too.
so yeah. Although I don't like, even though Kenpachi's down on the ground, wrecked really hard, I think he might come back at the end of the fight to deliver the finishing blow with his remaining good arm or whatever. Because I mentioned this in the chat, but I think Gerard's weakness, the one way to really kill him is to decapitate him, and so he doesn't have his head connected to his heart, and then he can't bring us back together.
But what about Byakuya double tapping his face?
Wasn't good enough. He didn't decapitate him. He just wrecked him, but he didn't destroy his head. And I base that theory on the fact that a couple weeks ago when Kenpachi was still fighting him, so at one point he runs up his sword and swings at his head, and Gerard actually leans back to avoid the swing, which he wouldn't do if it would just make him stronger. And notice that like the swing was aimed at his neck instead of at his chest or his face or whatever. And I think that was Kubo's way of foreshadowing that weakness, because he has to have some weakness. I mean, if it's not going to be based on his power like Pernita's weakness was, but yeah. So that's what I got. Son, do you got anything?
Oh, hi. Sorry. Well, I'm pretty happy with this chapter. I'm totally.
I wonder why.
I'm so sorry, but I've been licking the balls of Saraki this entire arc. I'm tired of it. I'm serious. I want some fucking sushi. But it's alright. I'm quite glad with that because, like, it's see, unlike I know Sal's gonna read me for this, but basically, unlike Saraki's kind of whole thing was, oh, I don't have Bankai, I don't have like a proper Shikai or whatever. I don't talk to my Sanbokto. This is just me. I'm a fighter. Like there was no build up to it in previous arcs at all. It was just basically I'm a fighter. They tried to develop me one time and they decided I was a bad student. Blah blah. Um, and that was the entire thing up until this arc. Uh, Whereas at least with Hitsugaya, it has been, we've referenced the petals before in the past. We've referenced the fact that he is underdeveloped in terms of, his strength because he is still young. Well, in terms of Shinigami, I know he's older than me physically. Yes, I know. Well, not physically older by I don't know, but I know he's technically older than me and us. But I mean, he as a Shinigami, he is a young folk, and it's always been alluded to that he's completely incomplete, and even as far back, like even when you first seen him go Bankai against Aizen, you could still see that he was young and inexperienced. So I like this whole development. It's slowly developed towards it instead of just, oh, by the way, did I tell you that I can turn into a real man?
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy. But yeah, so I like that. And whereas, okay, yes, I know people go, oh well, there was all different things. In terms of Rocky, I did not see it at all because, yeah, no, I mean you can go back now. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. Go, oh well, he was alluding to it because clearly, blah blah blah. It's like, oh, all she seen was blood, and it's like, yes, because we know blood is related to some Bacto spirits in what way again? But yeah, so that's what I liked. And of course, I was so over the moon that he went Bankai and then immediately just went, ugh, after kind of the initial kind of thing. So, yeah, because see, if he had known how to control Bankai, I think I would even been infinitely more pissed off as well. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yay.
Yay. Because like it has been, I mean, at least they haven't retconned that. It has been established that it's supposed to take you a while to get Bankai. You're supposed to actually do something to achieve Bankai, like not just be strong. You're supposed to actually work towards it, not just, oh, hello, my Sanbokto spirit. You have been there all along. Oh, now we have
Wait a
Bankai.
minute. You can't just show up and get Bankai?
No,
Oh, my
sure
world
you
is
can.
destroyed.
I
Oh.
thought any jackass like Doc Kanoji could have Bonkai.
Yeah.
Me too. It's funny that.
So you're
Like,
telling me that
I
Shaz
thought that.
Senpai can have Bankai?
So you're telling me that
That's
kid
his
that died and
briefcase.
turned into a parrot and turned into a freaking bird, he
Yuichi.
doesn't have Bankai?
Well,
You
he
see,
might do. I don't know. Maybe Chad is
plot twist. Plot twist. That kid grew up to become Lie.
And
I want to be a flamingo when I'm older.
You think
I
he
mean,
had enough of
what
being a bird?
what next? Karen's gonna show up, and then Yazu's gonna turn into her Zanpakuto because that's her Zanpakuto spirit the entire time,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
she's gonna activate her Bankai and save Ichigo.
And
So,
then
so,
you're gonna have all the fanboys going, "I knew that Yuzu was Karin's Bankai."
Yeah.
so this Japanese kid turns into a black, vaguely Spanish sniper. That's probably worse than a Mexican from Japan for no reason.
That's about as bad as that old cartoon where the daggone kid turns into a car.
Oh, Jesus.
Horrible.
You know,
Like Rick and Morty. Morty, when you were little, I made you turn into a car. It's got a Charlie hard. No time limit.
Oh yeah, when he said I put a chip in you and turn you into a car. He's like, Shy, hurry up, we gotta get out of here.
Oh, I found a taxi. It's
I
okay.
found a taxi. Don't worry about it.
Turn
Hey.
to middle class.
let's see, future, to answer your question, the briefcase is Shaz's Bonkai.
Of
Or
course.
the briefcase turns into a car like George Jetson's. There's that. It's a mode of transportation the entire time.
It's an Iron Man suit.
Somewhere along the line, we suddenly changed it to that briefcase is Shaz's. I don't know how that happened.
I know.
Yeah, Yeah,
because the briefcases is irrelevant as Shaz. So
well, let's all get real here. The briefcase was given to Shaz as a Christmas present from Rengi. It was, yeah.
I didn't know Ringy had that type of money.
Well,
He's
Yamato
Rengi
lent
the
him.
Destroyer.
Well, it's Yamato lent him it, you know.
Yamato still hasn't found his way out of his mom's basement. What are you talking about?
Well, he needs somehow to spend his money, doesn't he?
Wait a minute, Wait a minute, Yamato is the lunch guy. Yamato is the
No.
one
That was Yamato.
Yamato.
Oh,
That was
is it?
Yamato was.
Yeah,
So Yamato, the person who's a little special.
Yeah, he never go
Yep.
full. Yeah, he's full on.
He has a special shoe.
Special shoe.
His problem is he went full on.
Oh wow.
But yeah,
Special shoe.
Oh, I miss Yamato and Rengi's.
And they'll put a shoe pose.
They're having a bankai. Showed more daggone foreshadowing and made more sense than the Rockies.
His little.
Yep. Everybody's gonna get soup. What you talking about?
Send one banana.
Fucking Sternritter weren't ready for this shit. Everybody's getting soup.
God, no, we know. Oh God, I forgot. You know what's gonna happen next chapter? Sex dimension. Obviously.
Of course, but it's Hitsugaya's this time.
Oh right.
Hitsugaya's
would have been
a real
awesome.
sex dimension.
That's why Byaku's staring at him. It's like sex dimension time.
Newest chapter. Everybody gets soup.
No soup.
Oh
No
shit.
soup for you. No soup for you. No soup for you.
No. What happens is,
Please, sir, can I have some more?
this is his new Royal Guard modified Bankai Senbon Banana Kagayoshi to create bananas that and Gerard is allergic to fruit, so of course he's immediately brought to his knees, and then Shinji gets up and reveals his sex dimension where people in Bleach are actually have sex drives, and then the series ends.
Oh.
Well, that's not. I mean, you forget Rangiku has to.
It's seinen, and everyone's banging each other for 40 chapters.
We all know that if Hitsugaya had his own sex dimension, it would be starring Momo and Rangiku.
Oh.
No, you're all missing the point where Rangiku activates her Bankai, which requires her breast to get bigger, and
of course,
and she defeats all the enemies by giving them big hugs, like Mrs. Garrett from Facts of Life. And all you see is the big titties, and it's just like girls.
Oh,
I
thought you were gonna say that she was epic tit jobs until they're dehydrated.
Yeah, we see. I was saying she'd get bigger tits and her clothes would miraculously fall off or turn away and be like, "Yep, saw that coming." That's her bum.
Well, it'll be like Nell when she goes into an adult and like her clothes are just barely covering the top half of her boobs. It's like okay, all right. Damn.
Yeah, no. It's like you're not showing the boob if you're not showing the nipple, because that's the only part of the boob.
Yes. Just like the nipple is the only part of the pectoral. So.
Yep.
That's why you see.
The nipple is surprisingly muscular.
That's why if they ever made a modern movie for Samson, he'd wear like those X's over his nipples, like strippers do.
X gonna give it to you.
What?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Wait for you to get it on your own. X gonna give it to you.
Oh God, serious. We go off on some shit like. Oh, but yeah. So, are we overall happy with this chapter compared to recent?
For the last two, yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like my eyes were
compared to the clusterfuck of daggone writing proportions that Kubo tried to pass off as a chapter. Yeah.
I think we're finally back on the right track here.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing that made sense in those last two chapters was that Gerard was in it.
Yep.
Everything else was just like, what?
Well, to be fair, Byakuya and Hitsugaya tried to do a little bit in there, but tried.
Yeah, they try to be comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't sound too excited there. Yeah, they tried.
I really want them at this point to go back down to the Sarate so we can see what's going on with the people that were still down there.
What, like
Izuru,
Izuru?
Yeah,
Izuru and Iba epic team up against flamingos.
We still need to at least know daggone Eva's Zanpakuto name. Like, this is just getting ridiculous at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah, we
No,
need
no.
info.
yeah.
Sal.
There's a guy that we've seen literally nothing from.
Sal, we'll cut down to him and using his Bankai, which is also got a name.
But
And
we
apparently,
can't have too
Mashiro's
much
still down there.
Don't we not even know? What do we know? We don't know Isane's Zanpakuto name.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
Yeah, we
No,
do.
we know what it looks like.
No, we know its name.
It's a Gumo.
Igumo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, we do.
We just don't know what it does.
Yeah, we know
we don't know
nothing
what it
about
does,
it.
yeah.
We don't know what it does.
looks pretty, and Ichigo destroyed her.
And when she was in when she was in a position to daggone sit there and fight somebody.
She didn't
She
do anything.
didn't.
There's the
She
two
didn't.
co-third seats of the of 13th division.
Well, no one cares about them.
Yeah, that's true. They're stupid
Well,
anyway. Who
nobody
cares
is.
about them? Yeah, why was I even bringing that up? They're
Oh,
retarded.
those. Oh, yes, those brand new innovative characters. You know. Oh my God, generic angry girl with a
No,
piece
no,
of
no,
lettuce
not
on her
the
head.
not the new guys. The third seats that were always like that are obsessive.
Kione and
Oh,
Aro.
Kione. Oh no,
Kione,
well, they're
Kione
down there
and
with
Santaro?
Ukitake, kind of like kind of.
we haven't.
No. They came up there to
Oh, that's right, they did.
I don't know why. That seems kind of odd that they wouldn't stay with their captain.
They came
Yeah,
up there
they generally they would lick his ass. if he asked them
Just
to.
more target practice for Lie.
What I
No,
would
no,
wait a minute.
what they
What
did.
we're forgetting is that what's her name, Manias and Candace are apparently still alive. So
Yeah,
I think someone should kill them.
No. What what Kione and Santaro actually did recently. Here's what they've actually been doing. They actually snuck into that lab, took Ukitake's half-lifeless body, brought it back to the squad barracks, and erected a shrine in his honor.
Yep.
and began to
they
lick the shrine.
and they bow to it every day. every hour on the hour, they bow to this shrine and lick it.
What I would be okay with is
But the nipples
that
are kind of covered out if it's a statue.
Ukitake is saved at the last minute by the by of course Akon, and then he goes toe to toe with Candace, and we get to finally see his Bankai.
No. His Bankai is revealed to be Kaien the whole time. The whole time.
That's kind of. Oh, okay. So we're going the Zaraki way then. Lieutenant was your Bankai the entire time.
But we knew it, Sal. We called it.
So let's be real here. Maninas and Kessa to team up to even have even a remote chance of being enough of a threat for Ukitake to go Bankai.
Well, I mean, they girl fighted daggone Zaraki's
They girl
ass
fight.
into oblivion. So
Well, yeah, but Zaraki was suffering from multiple damaged organs.
oh, but he's Zaraki, so that's not an excuse.
Yeah, that's none.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't he just go Bankai right there and then?
I believe he was about to take on Pernita with one arm. He ripped his other arm off after it was destroyed. He's like, yeah, fuck that. I'm still going to kill you with this other arm. And he's like, oh, my fucking legs. And then that was it. Now he's fighting Gerard, and then he's like, yeah. And then he's like, oh, my power is so great, my arm fell off. And then next thing you know, he's gonna get up and be like, oh, now I'm gonna fight you with my sword and my teeth. I don't have no arms, and I'm still fight you with this sword and my.
I don't know how I'm
teeth.
gonna
Like,
get the sword towards you, but I'm getting there.
Oh wait, didn't Zabuza do that with a knife?
Yep.
He held the knife in his mouth and just
Frickin-
ran
Yeah, but
forward
he
and
could
pushed
still
the guy
run.
into the
He wasn't-
water.
He didn't have he had limbs still.
Yeah, he like pushed the dude into the water and then
There was a
then
load of
died.
dudes, was there not? There was like a whole load.
fuck all
the big boss dude that he hated.
King Bradley did that shit.
So
When he
does
was fighting
Zoro.
against Scar. That shit was fucking epic.
Also, Zoro always
Remember
has
when
a sort of-
him and Scar fucked each other up so bad that they ain't even had no arms to fight with. Freaking what's called like, freaking Bradley's like, I ain't done yet. He put his damn sword in his mouth, and I'm like, really? This motherfucker's hardcore.
And Bradley was usually pretty fucking composed.
He was, but in that situation, he was not about to go out without daggone beating ass. Oh,
The normally
I had to give it
composed
up to
King
him.
Bradley just does that shit.
Nope.
Even Scar was mostly composed.
He
Even
took
while
out
he
an
was...
entire freaking army pretty much damn near by himself. Remember when they had remember when Bradley they had to retake Central? Bradley came out there. They thought Bradley was dead. He came out there. He just fucked up every damn body. He did that little fight with Greed that was in what's his name's body and shit like that. Yeah, that was
in Lynn's body, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous. Everybody's like, oh well wait, Fuhrer, we'll go ahead. He's like, nah, I'm good. Freaking ridiculous.
I'ma deal with this shit myself. Don't worry about it. Eat it out in 5 minutes.
It's okay if they cut off my legs. I still got teeth.
It was like mutual destruction between him and Scar on that one. That was crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, so what else so anyone else
I still don't know where Scar got the other arm.
So he's never confirmed. We just like the
Zaraki.
little lettuce head girl to
Yes.
come back. Like, generic angry girl and generic shy boy.
Oh, Yuki.
Oh no.
Fuck them. They were just there because,
They were there to like set up that the town as a guardian besides incompetent Afro man.
Oh, what's his name? Surumaki?
Sanosuke.
Sanosuke.
Or Imoyoma-sama, as Ichigo called him. On instinct.
his Bankai is Keigo.
I honestly
Yeah,
don't
fuck.
understand why he even brought those characters into it. Like, why? It was like this whole setup.
So we can see how daggone powerful Ichigo and his friends are compared to the actual Shinigami.
Yeah. Well, son, he was establishing that that the
Fuck
town
people
is
that have
a
been
good
trained
guardian.
for years. This is Orihime.
Sanosuke is fucking incompetent, so
True.
Jesus
This
Christ.
is the most useless warrior in the daggone Karakura town, and yet she's still stronger than you.
She has no
okay.
killing.
She has no killing intention or anything.
But she's still gonna kill that hollow.
But she does have these special barrettes.
Yeah. She also has day old bread from her bakery job. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And don't let her into your bedroom. She'll
And
crumble over
booby
the floor.
buckets. Don't forget the booby buckets.
Oh, booby.
That's it, Sal.
What the fuck is even... Never mind.
Did you just ask what were booby buckets?
No, I'm just wondering what the fuck is going on here. Then I realized, why do I even question it?
No, we're talking about lettuce head girl and
Excuse me, booby buckets was a legitimate daggone part of the show, of the series.
yeah.
Like I would like to take the blame for that one, but I can't because I didn't create it.
Kubo himself did.
Yeah, that should actually happen.
Yeah. Of all the
That
things
is-
of how that just kind of goes to show that manga artists just don't know how boobs work. It's just a big fantasy to them of women fondling themselves to get water.
Well, I mean, these are the same. I mean, you got to remember how these mangakas work. Like, these are the same daggone people who think it makes sense for a female to put on freaking clothes that apparently
breast armor.
when she puts on her special freaking bathing suit thong or whatever, there's an actual part in there where it really gets all nice and snug up her ass. Like,
I'm sorry, nobody is fighting in that. See, that is the most uncomfortable thing.
Oh no! Yeah, there were at least 2 people fighting in that. Thank you, Kill for that one. He's like, oh wait a minute, gratuitous butt shot. Oh, now let's watch the thong go all the way up the crack.
Okay, guess that's one I'm not.
She barely has any clothes on. That means she's very protected.
Yeah.
Like, oh
The
no,
more
that's not
you
what that
expose,
means.
the stronger you become. That was literally
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
that was literally the power of the Goku uniforms.
He was like, "Come on, the farther this daggone farther this piece of thread can get up your ass, the stronger you'll be."
I mean, you have to realize one of the guys, his uniform transformed into a gimp suit.
You know what the worst part about it is? They actually had multiple conversations about this, on arguments even about this very scenario, and she's like, "Oh, you don't appreciate the power of this garment and stuff like that. I wear it and I look like a whore in it, and it makes me powerful, and I love that." That's basically what she said. Basically what she said. I'm paraphrasing, mind you, but that's pretty much what she said.
I look like a whore and I'm powerful.
Watch the show. That's basically what she said.
Watch this show.
Yeah, I did. It was enjoyable.
How
but-
I kill this guy is not important. It's what I look like
I
when
mean,
I'm doing
well,
it.
like, now, you guys understand that the studio that made that, or the people who made it, were from a studio called Gainax that was known for just ridiculous stuff with women's bodies. Like there's a term called Gainaxing for boobs that move independently of the woman.
Oh,
Just
God.
like they have their own gravity, their own sphere.
Because reasons.
Yeah, like
Is
the
that like
man is
Dead or
so-
Alive and like they're at the beach and it's like
It's like this boob is going this way and this one's going this way.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
just
a
love that
thing.
Call of Duty, not Call of Duty, Control Alt Delete, comic strip on it whenever they brought out like Dead or Alive, one of the beach volleyballs, and the boobs are like just going mental. It's like
Really?
no
Ship?
joke. Like, see if your
Lol.
boobs would do that, you would have a sprained fucking muscle within 2 seconds. Because see if you lift your boobs too fast, they go. It's like, oh fuck.
Wait.
There's like a little tiny muscle
guys.
under there, it gets strained, and it's really fucking sore. And I love it. And he did this comic strip, and like these women were like just standing there going, "What's wrong with our tits? Why are our boobies going?" And then one just like
Guys,
flies off and goes, "I've escaped." It's like,
I found proof.
what?
Check it.
What is it? This is gonna make me. God, you're laugh like Willem. Sometimes. Shit, I fucked that up. Any
That's from an anime by Next.
let me see.
It's an.
Is that a scene?
So yeah, that's the kind of thing.
Oh
That's the
my
kind of work they do.
god, yeah.
Yeah.
They generally
Yeah.
move in the same direction. They generally, because it's usually you're being.
Yeah.
Is that,
What is this from?
An anime called Gravion.
is that like where the gravity doesn't exist, so they're just having a little fluffy fluff?
Apparently. Shit.
But then, like, her hair is lighter than her boobs, so why is it staying still? Ugh, just don't be-
Yes.
I don't even wait. What?
like
What?
I mean, shit. Watch Gurren Lagann and watch Yoko's boobs. Just
Yes,
def-
because we know
defy-
how much I
defy-
love gratuitous use of the women's body. That's my favorite part of anime.
Yeah, I thought so. Given your tendencies.
Give my lesbian tendencies, did you say?
But it's
Yeah, you're always
Jake's-
talking about that one lesbian like hit on you in the bar, and you're like, oh, I got mad puss from her and shit like
It's
that.
a
Hey, because Yoko was cool.
Well, yes, I know she was cool. I'm just saying, she was. Oh God, she was.
Oh, wasn't she like 14?
They made monsters at her.
Wasn't she like 14 though?
Yes.
I'm very sorry as well. At 14, your boobies are very
Wait.
sensitive. She would be in a lot of pain right now.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Sorry, am I just giving it too real on what women really go through, as opposed to just
No,
being there
no,
to be looked at?
I appreciate son. I really do appreciate that we have a woman bringing this up, and like because we can talk about mystic, we don't actually experience it, so we can't say with certainty, oh, this and this and this can't happen in real life because we don't have chesticles.
Yeah, my male friend at work the other day, he turned around to me and was like, "Oh my god, like I reached like over like whenever I was like showering last night, and like there's this like muscle like just under my arm, and it's like really really sore." And I was like, Welcome to the life of every single fucking woman. If you pull your breast in one direction too fast to wash underneath it, it gets hurt. It gets fucking hurt. And you're like, fuck, why did I do that? It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, oh, you never complained about that thing. It's like, yeah, because you're going to really see me in work go, oh, hold on, do I lift my boob and massage under it in front of all of you? It's like, no, of course we're not going to. But that basically is what happens. It's horrible. They're not that aerodynamic, honestly. They're fucking uncomfortable. Try having two massive big balls of fat just bounce around on your chest. And try to imagine the feeling of it on you rather than on someone else. What is this? Who's this?
I mean, that's Yoko from Gurren Lagann.
Oh right, I thought she was from the kids, the 4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Bang bang.
No, that's from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what else isn't aerodynamic? Babies, but it's not from kicking me in the traffic. Anyway, and anyway, I think this podcast is about running its course.
Yep.
I think so too.
All right. It was very very informative though. So
Very informative. Always
yeah.
come if you want to discuss what it's like having breasts.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, any guys, whether it's a 3 or more, just let us know in the comments what it's like to have children, even though you're a single college student who's never had sex.
Hey, hold on, what? Did you just insinuate that nobody here has had sex?
No, I was fucking referencing a comedian. Never mind.
Okay, okay.
This is male comedian. His Twitter status is like, I'm a father of 3 and a mother of 2.
Right, I don't get it. What?
Oh.
All right, is that sorry? Okay, humor is different, I guess, in culture. Sorry, my apologies. I'm not saying.
Yeah. Your humor is apparently British humor is all about just laughing with your hand in front of your face.
Reginald. Sorry.
Yeah, Reginald.
Oh,
For the
God.
grand piano, I fly the aeroplane.
Every time I get a customer called Reginald, I have to put him on mute so that I can go, Reginald, I disagree. You know,
God.
drive-by arguments. I love it.
Oh, that was from Family Guy.
It's like they don't have drive-by shootings; they have drive-by arguments. And like he stops at the thing. He's like, "Hey, Reginald!" And he turns around, like the one got these big snotty noses as well. It's like, "Hey, Reginald, I disagree." And he's like speeds off, like.
That was actually one of the better scenes.
It's hilarious. I love it.
I guess I gotta.
That and the ambulance one is one of my favorites. It's like the fire engine is a lone predator. The ambulances will have to wait.
I that was like the scene, the mob scene or whatever, where it's parodying, like, I guess, Godfather, where the son of the mafia boss was hit by a drive-by shooting that went on for like a minute. So he's just like stumbling down multiple blocks being shot. It's like, ah!
Yeah, that scene was ridiculous. Like, it's like, okay, he got shot, and then they continue, and he gets out of the car, like, and this is like in one of what's considered one of the best movies ever, and he like gets out, and he continues to stand there and get shot for the dramatic scene. It's like, oh, come on. Oh, but yeah. Sorry. Okay, so are we all done then? Yeah, we'll stop this then. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. Sorry.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Video Game Donkey.
Yeah, it's Reginald. We disagree. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out, Olio.